me to pee, and it causes me to be short with my family. I can't sleep at night. The other day, I stubbed my toe and took it out on the dog. And 2 weeks ago, I ran out of vanilla ice cream and struck my wife. And then I find out my wife's been dead for 6 years. Who the hell did I hit?
This message brought to you by the National Diabetes Association.
Yeah, I played that one a couple times before. Never played this one, though.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Here comes Peter on the clothesline, but his name's not Peter, it is Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Come on, Lois, let's get busy. Maybe in the garden right here. Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Touch my can with your hand. Spider-Man!
Yeah, that's
Seth
a trip
MacFarlane is fucked up.
Yeah, I know. He is. He's one of the best. So, but yeah, that's, I mean, diabetes is nothing to really, it's not anything to write home about, but it's not really a good thing either. And the fact of the matter is, more people are being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes now than ever was in the past. And it's not necessarily a population thing. I think it's just it's a combination of genetics and environmental stuff that's doing it.
I think just like, I mean, obviously because I study mental disorders, I think that just like autism, like people bring up the thing like, oh, more kids are getting diagnosed with autism every day. Well, I don't think it's that more kids are showing signs. I think it's just that we are more able to pinpoint what is going on and say like, listen, we thought, like with my mom, they thought she had type 2 diabetes, put her on metformin, she went into diabetic ketoacidosis, was dying in the hospital because she was type 1 diabetic.
Yeah, back in 2012.
Yeah, they misdiagnosed her. You know, like things like that happen every day.
Yeah.
Like, for the longest time, I never menstruated. And they were like, oh, well, everything's there. Everything's fine. Like, whatever, you're fine. It was until I was 18 years old that I found out I was born without a uterus. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
All this stupid medical technology we have these days, and nobody can figure this shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
How much looking did they do? I mean, certainly you went to a doctor for this problem.
Yeah, to an OB-GYN. I had ultrasounds on top of ultrasounds. I had external and internal ultrasounds. They said, everything's there, everything's fine. It took me to go to a fertility specialist, to a fertility doctor. They did an MRI and said, I don't know why they hadn't done an MRI before. And they said, look, you don't have a gallbladder and you don't have a uterus.
Yeah.
You don't have a gallbladder either?
Nope.
That's almost a blessing, isn't it?
Kind of.
Almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that really doesn't allow is for her to break down a lot of sugars, but think about it, she's diabetic. She's not eating a ton of sugar anyway. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a blessing in a way. She'll never have to have it removed.
Alternative facts.
Yeah.
I eat sugar a lot.
Hashtag.
Yes.
She's a sugar consumer.
My dad's diabetic too. He's type 1, and he just doesn't do anything to take care of himself. Now, he goes through the motions, like pricking his finger, taking the readings. Oh, my sugar's 200. Wow. I better write down 150 so I can eat this bowl of ice cream.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my
he
God.
fudges his numbers, and it's
See,
like,
that's messed up.
Dad, you may be fooling the doctors. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Because they can see past this.
Yeah.
But you're not fooling yourself inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's not helping the situation by doing that.
I get really ass hurt when people say like, oh, take better control of yourself. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that diabetes is really fucking hard to control. I mean, you never know if you're going to wake up low in the middle of the night or if you're going to wake up with a number in the 400s. Like, you don't know those things. And, you know, it took me, I've been diabetic for 14 years in May. It took me probably 10 years to realize, like, hey, when I eat a piece of pizza, that makes my blood sugar skyrocket, but not until 2 hours after I eat it.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can counteract that, yes, with something, or...
You can't. Like, if your blood sugar's, like, if my blood sugar is, like, 150 before I eat pizza and then I eat pizza 2 hours later, it'll be 411. I can take insulin to lower it back down, but the chances of me crashing right after that are really high. So my blood sugar will go from being 400 down to the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So...
Which really sucks because you go either way.
Yeah.
You're constantly on the yoke with that thing.
Yes.
Readjusting, up, down, up, down, up, down.
And it's not simple. It's not something that's just like, oh, I'm this much, I can take this much and it'll be fine. It's not like that at all. No. It's like I take this and I have to take that and realize maybe my body is going to help me get down to this point or it's not. Mm-hmm. And like she could end up crashing, which is always anything that's below like 70 or 60. And then anything like above 300 or 400 is actually really bad too. Because Here's what happens. This is a little stuff for diabetics.
Science.
Science, lovely science. If you go below 70 and you continue dropping, you will crash. And what that means is you will probably end up in a coma, and then you could die, depending on where you are and how you do it. And they have a drug for that. It's called glucagon. Comes in a little red box. And if somebody crashes too low and you can't get them to drink a beverage or something to bring their blood sugar back up, you have to set up this needle and inject them with this stuff.
It's a huge ass needle too. It's like 2 inches.
Yeah, it's a big needle, and it's a lot of stuff, but it works very quickly because it goes right into the system and kickstarts everything. So there's that. But if you go to the opposite end of that spectrum, and you go way too high, you could what'll end up happening is your body will start a catastrophic failure. Basically, it will start like trying to kill itself. And if you get up too high, there's a possibility you couldn't take enough insulin to actually bring it down. And that's called ketoacidosis. That's the process by which your blood starts turning into acid.
How do you reverse that?
You have to gradually try to bring it down. In order to do that, you have to be in the hospital.
You have to add something to bring that pH.
So when I was in the hospital in October, I was in the CCU for 4 days. My blood acidity was so high that they were guesstimating that's why I lost feeling in my extremities.
Right.
But
were you
so
scared?
Oh my God, the first night I finally went to sleep after being awake for like 24 or 25 hours. I went to sleep and woke up and I was fine. Well, they shot me in the abdomen with the thing to keep my blood from clotting because I would be laying in the bed for a while. And then I went to sleep, and the next morning I woke up screaming because I didn't have any feeling in my hands or my feet. And then the nursing staff came in and they were like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I said, I can't feel, tears are streaming down my face. I'm like, can't move because I can't feel my hands or my feet.
Yeah. Ketoacidosis will produce that in people. It give them, basically it kills the nerve endings and the capillaries at the ends of their hands and feet. So what ends up going on at that point is that you don't have any feeling in them. Except
that's why diabetics have
nerve pain.
Usually with their feet.
The thing is yeah. The thing is though is that it's also the responsible party for people when they have or diabetics to have amputations, because what ends up happening is they can't feel their feet, so they step on something and it gets infected. And diabetics are notoriously known for, if they have an injury like a blood, like they cut themselves or something, it takes a long time for it to heal. So if it gets infected, it's almost impossible to bring it back, because if she takes, or anybody that's diabetic like that takes any type of antibiotic, it automatically gets fought against because the system is just kicking it out left and right, and it's using it to absorb other stuff, but it's not allowing it to heal the thing that needs to be healed.
So you got a full-time job managing yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I said I'm really proud of her. She thinks that she's my favorite.
I know that I'm the favorite.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean.
Yeah.
He's never said that.
Yeah, I've never said that. Not ever, not once.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
What are the symptoms? Because I'm going through a little something myself. I haven't told my wife, but now she knows.
Hello.
What are the symptoms of too low sugar?
You will get shaky probably. You'll get irritable. You'll be really, really hungry. So like when my blood sugar drops anything below 60, I swear to Jesus, I eat everything in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I will eat 5 bowls of Cap'n Crunch berries.
Now there's from what I understand, I'm going to come back to this.
Okay.
There's 2 different kinds of food basically. There's protein, which rebuilds body tissue,
Muscle. Yeah.
and then there are carbohydrates, which are the actual fuel. It's kind of like a car. You put gas in the car, that gives it the power to move.
Right.
That is your carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Your protein would be Bondo,
Pretty much.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Nuts and
the body
bolts.
parts.
Yeah,
The body parts. That stuff. The thing is, the gas tank at this point is considered fat storage. So basically, anything you're not intaking and using immediately is your fat storage, and that's why a gas tank on a car in this analogy would be considered, like the when it comes to eating carbohydrates and you eat too many of them, your body tends to store it. Not only that, but immediate energy and then fat energy, and that also is fat as well. It'll store both. It will burn carbohydrates faster than it will burn fat, but if you have way too many carbohydrates, your body will burn those off and never touch the fat, and that's the reason why I'm a fucking heifer. So hey,
When your sugar gets too low, what food do you crave? Carbohydrates?
Yes.
Would protein, would eating a hunk of beef solve that?
No.
So no.
There's no
well,
Not at all.
Okay, so the rule of thumb is eat 15 grams of carbohydrates, usually something fast acting. So get yourself half a glass of orange juice. And then
or
after
5
that,
bowls of cereal.
or 5 bowls of Captain Crunch berries, and then you need to eat something with protein.
No, crunch berries. Berries.
Must be fucking those. Don't give me that other crunchy shit that kills the roof of my
Oh
mouth.
God, no! Mom bought a box of the fucking all berries, and I kept thinking, gee, this is gonna be so great. It sucked.
Really?
Yeah, like the Captain Crunch already hurts the roof of your mouth, but imagine just eating bowls full of just berries. That shit hurts.
That's why I got an upper plate, so I can eat the hell out of Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
I don't feel nothing.
Gums are screwed.
My teeth hurt. My bottom hurt. No, I've been getting these feelings, and it goes away for a couple months, then it comes back. And lately it's been coming back.
So the interesting thing is that you can be hypoglycemic or you can be hyperglycemic and not be diabetic.
Right.
Like sometimes Dad does this thing where we don't believe him at all, but he says he gets the shakes, and we think it's just because he's hangry.
Yeah, no.
He says he gets the shakes, and we're
That's
like,
not it.
would you just eat something?
I do too. I like get the shakes, and it's like I just feel like I want to go run a mile. No, I don't.
Does it feel like your skin like starts boiling underneath of it,
I
but in
feel
a way?
like
but
I just want to take the zipper and just crawl out of that shit
Yes.
and walk away from it.
yeah,
That's a low blood sugar. That is that's why when I'm sleeping at night and I get a low blood sugar, it wakes me up because I get instant hot flash.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel nauseous?
No, if I'm high, it makes me feel nauseous.
yeah,
My blood sugar's high.
yeah,
If I smoke too much dope, I feel great.
yeah.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Have you tried? No, I've been having this nausea problem, and nausea. It sounds like
Nausea.
a black girl's name, huh?
Nawasha.
And typically, a lot of times it happens in the morning. I have a couple sips of my coffee. My stomach is empty. I start with my day. I don't eat until a little bit later, but then I just get this. My stomach starts tightening up and just says, "I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up all over you." And then it just says, "Can I have a cracker?" And I'll eat a cracker. It's something small, and it goes away. Then one day, I realized this was happening. It's always carbohydrates that makes it go away. So I thought, wow, eating something makes it go away. I'll just drink a big glass of chocolate milk. Oh my God, never do
Did you
that.
shit for days?
Yeah.
No, but I felt like throwing up for an hour. I mean, I was constantly walking around the house.
Yeah, like regurgitation. Yeah.
Gotta keep it down, keep it down, keep it down.
Ew.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm, whenever I've had my blood sugars checked, it's always, not always, but if it's ever been high, it's been 119, 125.
That's actually pretty high.
That's a
For
little
somebody
high.
that's
My
diabetic.
doctor says, you know what, that's high.
It
And I
depends.
think all you need to do is exercise.
It depends on what time of day you had it done, and if you'd had anything to eat before you had it checked.
Well, it's usually on a
Fasting?
fast.
Fast, so you're 8 hours out,
Yeah.
and it was 118, 119.
Yeah. 125 was the highest it's ever been.
125. It's what they call me, borderline diabetic.
Well, and she said, and my doctor said, certain things you can do, you know, get your weight down, start with exercise. So I just went out and bought a heavier pipe. One.
120 hours later, I finished smoking that shit.
But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So,
Next week on Diabetes Talk.
yeah. So we have to make sure that we figure this situation out, because we talked a little bit too much about serious stuff. That's right, I did that.
You forgot to take your glasses off.
I did. I took them off and put them back on again.
I've been on a Pat Benatar kick lately.
Really?
Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hit me with your best pot.